stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bones. The seas be ours, and by the powers where we'll roam.
There's a little black spot on the sun today. It's the same old thing as yesterday. There's a black hat caught in a high tree top. There's a flagpole rack and the wind won't stop. I have stood here before inside the pouring rain, with the world turning circles running round my brain. I guess I'm always hoping that you'll end this way, but it's my destiny to be the king of pain. There's a little black spot on the sun today. It's my soul of pain. It's the same old thing as yesterday. It's my soul of pain. There's a black hat caught in a high tree top. It's my soul of pain. There's a flagpole rag and the wind won't stop. It's my soul of pain. I It's the same old thing as yesterday. I stood here before inside the pouring rain. The world turned in circles running round my brain. I guess I'm always hoping that you'll end this way, but it's my destiny to be the king of pain. King of pain. King of pain. King of pain. I'll always be 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 king of
Here we stand, here we fall. History don't care at all. Fade to black, like the light. Lady, but she won't be home tonight. You don't waste no
could be that perfume. If I had a photograph of you, or something to remind me, I wouldn't spend my life just wishing. It's not the makeup and it's not the way that you dance. It's not the evening sky. It's more the way your eyes are laughing as they glance across the great divide. If I had a photograph of you, or something to remind me, I wouldn't spend my life just wishing.
Well, I was there searching. Me and my uncle went across the bridge, and we were
It's not the things you say, it's not the things you do. Well, it must be something more. And if I feel this way for so long, tell me, is it all for nothing? Still walk out the door. If I had a photograph of you, or something to remind me, I wouldn't spend my life just wishing.
So, well, I was there searching. Me and my uncle went across the bridge, and we were looking down on the trails on the driveway, really, that's down there, to see if maybe they'd gone off the bridge and were on the trail that's down there. We yelled her name for maybe 20-30 minutes, and we're not finding her anywhere. we called her phone so we could hear it ring, but we didn't hear any. There's like, it's not like we're in town, so there wasn't any noise. So if it were there somewhere that was in our distance, we would have heard her phone ringing. So we were like, okay, she's not down here. So we went back. When we got back to the top of the bridge, my grandma, she was terrified of the bridge. She was standing on the edge, and she was waiting for us. She was hoping we were coming back to tell them that we found them. Unfortunately, we hadn't. So we went back, and my dad, Cody, and me all stayed there. My grandma and grandpa went to the police department. That was
Cody
probably
or-
5:30.
Who's Cody?
My uncle.
Your uncle.
We stayed there. Eventually, I ended up going back to work because I told them I would be there in a couple hours. Then I got a call that the police wanted to talk to me, so I had to leave work. I was covered in ice cream and all kinds of stuff, but I still left. We hadn't found them, and it was like 6 o'clock, so I went there to talk to the police about what I remembered of that day after I dropped them off, and if I had gotten any of the Snapchats that were on her story and any of that.
Did you?
I did not. She posted them directly to her story, so whether or not she sent them to someone is really hard telling.
But they were there.
But they were on her
And you were actually able to look.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have that phone then?
Nope, I had a different phone.
So it was an iPhone though, and
Mhm.
you were able to see it quickly.
Yep. So I had my iPhone, and I showed the police the Snapchats that we had saw, which is it's the picture of Abby on the other end of the bridge, and the picture of Libby leaning down. It's of High Bridge, and I showed them those, and that was about 2:07, I do believe, around that time, and so those were the last time we assumed that anybody had heard from them.